Hi, I'm Richard Martin. I look after the collections information and the digital projects here at the Royal College of Music's museum. This is quite an enigmatic little sketch by an artist called Mckayle. The date of the drawing is unknown, but we think it probably dates from around 1915. The artwork's previously been titled as Vaughan Williams having a lesson with Parry, but by this time Vaughan Williams had long completed his RCM studies. So perhaps it's more accurate to describe it as a sketch of Vaughan Williams and Parry working together, collaborating on music, and as a representation of the lifelong development between them as student and teacher. Hubert Parry was a founding professor of composition and musical history at the RCM. Vaughan Williams had been an admirer of Hubert Parry and his music since he was a schoolboy. He was determined to study under Parry, stating, "I was quite prepared to join with the other students at the RCM in worship at that shrine." Vaughan Williams joined the RCM in 1890. After passing the internal examination in harmony, he joined Parry's composition class in 1891. Parry also lent scores of Wagner and Brahms music to Vaughan Williams, which influenced his compositions around that time. And although they differed in their views on the importance of form and colour in music, Vaughan Williams certainly appreciated Parry's constructive criticism as a teacher. Parry himself lived in London's Kensington Square at number 17, very close to the pre-Raphaelite artist Edward Burne-Jones, who lived just down the road at number 41. So the men and their families became close friends, and the area was at the centre of a community where artists and musicians worked together and inspired each other. You'd have artists like Edward Burne-Jones designing posters and invitations for concerts connected with RCM musicians, and in turn the musicians were taking inspiration from pre-Raphaelite poetry from the likes of Dante Gabrieli Rossetti, or performing in artist studios. Mckayle was the youngest granddaughter of the artist Edward Burne-Jones. Her interest in art first developed when she enrolled at St Paul's School for Girls and at the Slade School of Arts. She came to know Vaughan Williams through her friend Margaret Ritchie, who was nicknamed Pegs, and she was a neighbour of Ralph and Adeline Vaughan Williams in the Chelsea area of London. Claire and Pegs used to visit the Vaughan Williams household, and the pianist Myra Hess recalled that Claire and her friends would sweep Vaughan Williams off to fancy dress parties at the Slade School of Art and sometimes onto ad hoc concerts at the Mckayle home. The sketch was probably completed during Claire's early forays into art. Although she managed to return to the Slade in her mid-20s, we know from her letters that she suffered from lifelong health problems that curtailed her output and her self-confidence in her artistic abilities. I think the significance of this drawing is that it's an item that visualises the important relationship between these two figures in British musical history. It depicts the development of a time when the RCM came to be seen as a musical centre of the nation, thanks to its staff such as Parry and its celebrated early students such as Vaughan Williams. Despite the little we know about Mckayle and her artistic works, I think we can be grateful now, just over 100 years later, to have this personal window into her view of Vaughan Williams and Parry working together.